It's time for an Age of Mythology casted game, and it's going to be two from quite near the top of the ladder, around top 50-ish, both of these guys. We have Dzeev playing as Tezcatlipoca in the bottom side, one of the Aztec gods, up against one of the Egyptian gods, Isamarto, playing as Ra. Now, these guys they're both really, really strong, to be honest. Isamarto is playing in Voigt's tournament at the moment. He's trying to qualify for Athens, and he's putting in some serious work. So you have 5 weeks to qualify, and Isamarto did pretty well in the first week. Didn't manage to make it, unfortunately, but he has 4 more tries. And Dzeev, no slouch himself. You may recognize him from some other videos. He likes to play Aranos, and he's trying his hand at Tezcatlipoca here, which is considered a pretty strong god right now. So I actually had a comment asking for a Tezcatlipoca video and a Ra video, and it just so happens that these guys played each other. So shout out to you guys, and if you ever want to watch a god or point of view or whatever, just leave a comment and I will get around to it at some point, hopefully. And the map is Mirage, and that will mean that the guys will be dropping their fish on either side. So it looks like there is going to be a fish and a dock for Dzeev, and then over on the other side, of course, there is going to be a dock for Isamarto. Not rushing these things out, it seems like, unless I just am very slow at acknowledging when fishing ships are coming out. But I don't know whether Isamarto just forgot to hit the button or not, because he doesn't have any out, or just didn't prioritize dropping that dock down. Normally what players do is they bring the Pharaoh over with... Okay, why is he stop most the third? I don't know. I did restart this game 3 times because I was trying new headphones out and I didn't like them. But oh well, whatever. Maybe that's why. And he will be getting his dock out. But I really like the map Mirage, because I know there's a lot of people that aren't fans of water maps because you have to change your build orders up and you need to do something a little bit funky. But for this map, you don't need to do anything. You need to probably just have a couple of villagers on the wood. Even 4 is probably too many, in my opinion, for the Egyptians, unless you're trying to get loads of upgrades. Maybe if you want your pickaxe, maybe 4 is fine. You just move like 2 or 3 villagers as the Ra over to the wood, and you'll be absolutely fine. It makes it so much easier. Then the same here. You just need to move probably 3 extra over, because there's only 9 fish, and it just means you get a little bit of a boost in the food, but it doesn't drastically change the game. But it does make things like fast heroics a little bit stronger. If there's some food-based myth unit that you really want, something like not any food-based myth unit, something like a Valkyrie early on, it's pretty good. Or if you're going for mountain giants or something cool, could be nice. Obviously, in this game, that isn't an option for these guys. They don't have those strong myth units. I think from Ra's side, you have Wadgets and Sphinx. Neither of them cost food. Not ideal. And I think it's the bunny from the Aztecs that costs food, and I don't think Dzeev gets access to that one. Pretty sure he doesn't know. Unfortunate for him. So not going to be happening, but could be some heroic age action, or even just getting some expensive food units could be a nice option. There are some Aztec classical age units that are kind of costly, or even going into the fast heroic and getting those Jaguar riders is probably going to be a good bet for Dzeev. That's something that only Tezcatlipoca gets. He gets those guys in the heroic age instead of the mythic age. So you're basically getting a super strong unit very early on, which is nice. Settle is still moving over to the wood, and a nice pre-queue of Persine for Dzeev. Something that you do want to do so you don't forget about it. You also can't be auto-queuing your fishing ships out, otherwise you will be over the 9. So nice manual stop from... Oops, I think I just muted myself. I'm skilled at this. Oh dear. Anyway, Houses coming up in a very defensive position for Isamarto. He is up against an Aztec, and there was an Aztec cheese going around that has been nerfed considerably. So I don't imagine we'll see it from Dzeev. What he would do is he would have to sack a villager and maybe even wait a little bit on the favor as well to then send one of his warrior priests forward. The warrior priest would then turn into a Tezcatlipoca and do some big damage, but there's not even a warrior priest in the vicinity yet. He's back at home, so no chance of that one. But Isamarto smartly playing around it. There's no reason not to. If you're Ra, it's free houses at the end of the day, so why not? It looks like a priest could be going down here. Wei not yet in, so this guy not doing maximum damage, but priests, they are very weak, they are slow, so he's probably not going to get away. Unless another priest can come over and heal his brother up, he's probably not going to be able to withstand this pressure from Warrior Priest on this side. Warrior Priest going to be going down. Oh, there is another priest coming, but he's just a little bit too late. This one, hopefully this one doesn't lose his life too. He does have 0.2 more speed than he used to. I just need to hit this button a little bit more so we can see him get back. But another priest will be on the way to heal this one up. No problem. But he's close to the tower anyway, so nothing bothered with this priest. He is back, and more priests coming in. So what are these guys going to do is the question. There is a barracks up for Izumato. I think is a good shout. You want a barracks up at some point if you're expecting any of those cavalry to come out. Looks like the spearman's getting a little bit confused because he is the same speed as the warrior priest, and he's going to shank, and then he's like, I don't quite have the speed. I was so close, but I can't do it. On this side, more warrior priests coming out. I imagine there's going to be some barracks units from this side. I say barracks and war hut units. Maybe a noble's hut if that's something that Dzeev wants to go into. But just some war hut units to just match the spearmen is nice. To keep our archers, of course, always great defensive units. You kind of get a blend of Egyptian spearmen and Greek toxotes there. It looks like Izumato is going to drop another unit. That is unfortunate, but he does have quite a lot of units here that he could turn around. Do you have to be careful with the Wadgets, though? Warrior priests do insane damage. They keep getting their main damage nerfed, but the multiplier keeps going up. So they just do more and more against these myth units, and Wadgets are very glass cannon. No HP, no hack armor, and a big sleep. Is there going to be a Shifting Sands in response? You can Shifting Sands out, but are the Wadgets going to go down beforehand? Both Wadgets go down. This is what I'm saying. The Shifting Sands definitely made sense, but you needed to do it instantly. Otherwise, the Wadgets just don't stand a chance. But actually, can Izumato come back and win this fight? Looks like he's doing pretty decent here. There isn't really many units apart from the Warrior Priests, but well, the Warrior Priests definitely do have the numbers. The Turret Boy on the backside is going to be putting in a little bit of DPS, but he doesn't really do too much damage unless he can sit inside turret form, and then he does a little bit more. Just underwhelming at this stage. You just need more of this guy out. He's not so good on his lonesome, but if you get a few little guys out, then he's definitely a force. I think you need the upgrade as well. The upgrade makes him a little bit tankier as well. I think it must give you more damage. This one here. Warrior Priest. More Warrior Priests on the way. And it is going to be a somewhat fast heroic to come through at some point. Whereas on the other side, Izumato, what's he doing? He's dropping another barracks, dropping another barracks. So he wants to sit in this classical age for a little bit longer and spam more units out. One thing to note is the gold mine is going to run out at some point. So Izumato does need to keep an eye on where Dzeev could be going, because he's probably, if he's going fast heroic, it means he's going to want to drop a fortress type building, the Great Temple, for his Tezcatlipoca god there, because he's going to want to be at least grabbing a few of those Jaguar riders. Even if he doesn't go full into them, you just definitely want to. And the Warrior Priest can actually build that building at the same rate as a villager. So if you have 11 of them, it goes up pretty quickly. But a nice attack from Izumato, just imagining that Dzeev probably wants to get to the next stage, which means he just doesn't have as much stuff. And that's always the best time to attack. No watchtowers in, so you can just run under, no problem. And Izumato does get a bit of damage there. He will definitely be happy about that one. Love the play, just to get the priest in the action with a bit of vision. But he could potentially go down here, could micro onto that one, but probably not enough healing to get that one done anyway. It's not like these guys are Mikos. They have a respectable amount of healing, not a disgusting amount. But anyway, more classical units coming out for Izumato. This priest coming to finish the job. The obelisk will go up. And is another priest going to lose his life? No, but there is going to be a starfall coming in, and that does some decent damage to his classical units. Also, a couple of myth units are going to come through, 3 to be exact. The Tits and Middles, probably Tits and Middle upgrade, going to be on the way for Dzeev. It's normally a great pickup at this stage. Looks like he is going for the Temple and Great Temple improvements are cheaper. If he's pre-queuing that one, I imagine that means he does want to drop his own Great Temple and start reaping the rewards of that one. The reason that you get this one is because you can get Levy and Conscript soldiers from the Great Temple, and it just means that you can spam out, or even Shorn ones. Shorn ones from the Temple are also a great option, which you can just basically build out so quick, and you need one great temple for a considerable amount of time. Like double warrior priest on this side, scaring back 12 laborers. This is huge for Deceive. You can just turn around and shank with these guys if you get the upgrade from the town center. This one right here with the big rhino on it. Then he's just moving to a safer gold mine. I think this makes sense. This is where his units are. Probably does make sense, even though there are 2 stray ones there. But skin of the rhino means that your laborers do survive a little bit longer. It means they do more damage. Where are they going? Why did they shift click back up? Okay, I'm so confused. There we go. I don't know. I think he got a little bit confused there, but anyway, villager's going to come back over, and there is going to be a Sobek on the way. Sobek with the Hathor picture. I don't know why this comes up. Every time I watch an Egyptian, they always have a Hathor picture, and it always says Sobek. I don't know if that's some sort of visual glitch or something, and the Tits Medal is going to come over. And this is why the gold miners didn't want to sit over there, unless the army's there. And Deceive getting some nice damage done again. Going to be taking out maybe even one more villager. Nope. Looks like they are not going to be able to swing those big old hands, big old arms. And 2 do get away, but nice find. There are also some villagers up here. No way for them to get out unless there's some sort of transport ship thing here. I would like to see the Leviathan go up here just to sit there to be a transport ship. I think the Egyptians do kind of have a nice way to get a free transport ship there. Normally you have to build one out. It doesn't cost that many resources, but it's just something you have to think about. Whereas your dock's already here, you get that Leviathan in, and you can transport loads of units around, and it's very, very tanky, so you're not scared about the transport ship dying, which can definitely happen with normal transport ships, and they go down like instantly. So you do have to worry about that. But I imagine a Migdal Stronghold going to get dropped straight away. Nope, he just force dropped to get all the upgrades in. Sword Amphora and Heavy Spearman, so no Migdal Stronghold. That is about the same cost as one. So wants to be able to fight whatever Deceive has. You move back over this side. And also he's actually selling resources to be able to drop that one. But what is Deceive going for? He is going for Heavy Jaguar Riders. Definitely makes sense. How much were these upgrades? That's not even going to show me. But they are very, very cheap. So you have to note that one down. And of course the Great Temple is going to be there to defend the Craft Workshop and the Gold Mine. Noble's Hut also in to get this upgrade, which is the jumping upgrade, which means that the jumps do more damage and more range as well. Just makes the Jaguar Riders even better. I think this is the one, yeah, settlers get more favor when you kill them off, which is going to be interesting. So maybe going to be some big myth unit play coming up later. Maybe Deceive's going to go for some kind of all-in attack situation. 18 warrior priests is kind of crazy. He's pre-queuing Tezcatlipoca, but I don't. Oh, this rock is not long for this world. The poor rock. So there was a change to flying units, which I am behind the change. Basically, heroes get ballistics, homing ballistics against flying units, and I definitely like that change because Caladrias are just stupid units that you can't kill. But it's nerfed the rock, and I don't think the rock had any justice being nerfed. He was finally in a spot where he was at least usable. Still clunky as hell, but at least usable. But now there's no chance. And I mean, 18 warrior priests should be able to kill off any flying unit if they fly straight over you. But anyway, Tezcatlipoca still pre-queued, but I think Deceive must just be one of these guys that just pre-queues anyway. I think Izumato is someone that when he's in the Mythic Age pre-queues the Titan Gate every time. I think it's Izumato that does that. It's just like some of these little quirks that the players kind of have. And let's see what Izumato sees from his point of view. A great obelisk coming down, so you can see exactly what army he's up against, and it is scary. I don't even know if you know that you're facing this. Does it help? He does have a Locust Swarm to use mid-fight, and seeing this army, you would imagine that there's going to be no kind of god power coming from the other side. There's Starfall, Lullaby, they're so expensive to reuse, and you have a Rain that doesn't really do too much. Rain does actually work on the fishing ships now, so that was nice for Deceive to steal away. And Deceive just going for it, just running straight in. The Locust Swarm can come down at some point. Slingers in the backside, not doing too badly. There are some Kiwar archers. Locust Swarm, of course, does come through. I don't know whether that was the best angle for it, but that's where he chose to put it. Tetsuchos in the back, not being touched by the army of warrior priests. There we go. He's now targeted onto it. But I don't know. It looks like there's just so many red units here. Migdal Stronghold putting in an absolute shift. There is also the Pharaoh over this side that could move over and do some damage if he wants to, but he's more... he just wants more gold income. He doesn't care about dealing damage. I guess this is also in range, so the Migdal Stronghold is doing more damage with him empowering it anyway, so he's doing a little bit of damage as well, also getting the favor income, and Aizomato just holds there. Oh, big turtle rabbit on the backside, though. Could do some damage to the Migdal Stronghold, but priests are going to be there. A Tochli goes down, and Aizomato with the big hold. And then he goes Tezcatlipoca. I'm just a little bit confused about that. So if... I mean, this was like 30 seconds after he had that big army, maybe even a minute. If he just... I don't know, just waited... when Tezcatlipoca gets the big volcano, gets the owls that kind of come in, he could have had a crazy push. He also has the warrior priests. How many warrior priests does he have now? 8. You can sacrifice 6 in the Mythic Age, and then you get this like super incarnate of Tezcatlipoca that comes in and does like ridiculous damage. You could also have him. He's getting a town center. Could have just had more population. I don't know. That does then leave Aizomato to do something of his own. It isn't like it's just a free opportunity to get a big attack off. You see, this is what Aizomato is doing now. This is probably what he would have been on the receiving end of if he did sit back. And Aizomato does find a couple of villager snipes. Could get this 3 HP one. 3 HP one does manage to get away. And what I like is the Aztecs, or at least makes sense, is that 3 HP one. Get him in the temple. Get rid of him. There's not that many ways to heal up as the Aztecs. So the 3 HP one, just get rid of him, get some favor for him, and that will be nice. It's going to be a nice tower upgrade coming in for Dezeve. Dezeve isn't out of it by any stretch. It's just, he just slightly lost that fight. I don't think it was even too bad, to be honest, but it was just a little bit rough going underneath the Migdal Stronghold and everything. Looks like Aizomato sitting in the heroic age for the time being, as he wants some siege tower push. And the Jaguar Rider raids coming in as a bit of return fire, just like the camels did to him. Dezeve's doing the same thing. Holy damage these heavy Jaguar Riders do. They're slow on the attack, but 27 when they actually do. That is kind of rough. Going to be moving underneath the Migdal Stronghold. No, the Migdal Stronghold. The town center. The town center will do big damage. And in comes the volcano. What's this one? Omen of Death. Tezcatlipoca does some damage when it dies. So again, Dezeve wanted to go for some attack here. Volcano could take out this Migdal Stronghold if he wants to, or the siege works. He can take out the monuments of the priests and then deal damage to everything that's left over. Is that what he's going for? Yes, it is. Migdal Stronghold will go down, and that will be Aizomato's chance to run away. Not what he really wanted, as in Aizomato. He wants to be on the offensive here with his siege towers, because defensive siege towers, they don't really do anything. You can see they've done 6 damage. Just one volley of arrows just tickles the opponent. And okay, volcano down, and the owl doing all sorts of flips. But is the Dezeve army that scary at the moment? I don't think it is. Another Locust Swarm could be pretty big if Dezeve doesn't notice. Looks like he's running into it. He's running along with it. There's so many high HP units, but they're all taking way too much damage. They're taking every single tick of this Locust Swarm. Oof. I think just turning around and fighting would have been better. Literally every tick did something. That's got to be the highest value Locust Swarm of all time. Normally, well, not highest value, but highest damage anyway. You can see that these guys lost 200 HP. The owl, though. Owl, big damage from the owl. Anything that has the mark of the owl can, I think, take bonus damage, or they can get picked off, or something absolutely ridiculous. Dezeve could also just go full owl. It looks like he's sacrificing villagers because they are, the favor's going up like crazy. And big owl army up against Ra is actually a pretty good option. And that is what he's going for. You love to see it. Tezcatlipoca coming in. And the Tezcatlipoca upgrade from our Mythic Age hero is going to be coming in. Great Temple is going to be on the receiving end of 3 siege towers. So it is not long for this world. But there is another Great Temple. And it looks like the blue units are clearing up everything that is not a siege tower. but definitely need to turn their sights towards them. Otherwise, he will be losing his only Great Temple, I imagine. Yes, and that is the only one that he has to build his Jaguar riders. Nice play. Does take it down, as all of these guys just have such high base damage. Oh, that was the Tezcatlipoca just exploding, which does that big AoE damage. And the owls are in. In come the owls. 250 gold, 20 favor. It's not even too bad, considering how much damage they do. And Isomati does have to get back. Where does he go from here? He needs something to deal with the owls. Does he know that there's mass owls coming? Not really. He knows that there's one, and he's going to have to deal with it. So at least a couple of priests on the way. But Ra does struggle until he gets to the Mythic Age with maybe a bit of a Son of Osiris, or just even some just chariot archers from range, maybe. It just has 850 HP. I think it just has to be priest, but there's no Nepthys, so no extra damage. Maybe just bringing your Pharaoh forward would be a good option, but the priests seem to be holding their own as long as there's just a few more of them. And yeah, it is literally just Isomato just getting as many priests out as he possibly can. And from Jazeem's point of view, if he only has myth units here, he can't really do too much if there are heroes. If there's no heroes, just take this fight. Even though you have 2 owls and 1 rat boy, you could definitely take that fight without the priest there. But as soon as the priests are here, that's the big counter. Do have to run back. And Azeev, he was happy. He was happy with where that Great Temple was placed. Can't believe it's gone, so we'll be putting that one back up in the same spot. Gold mine situation for Azeev. He is kind of, even though he keeps aggressing, he's on the defensive right now, and he has 1 gold mine left, 2,500 gold in it, and this is his next one. So a great play from Isomato, recognizing that there could be a gold starve opportunity at some point. Looks like the Owl raid coming in, though. Owl can just sit underneath the town's, the Migdor stronghold, and mix those up the other way earlier, but enough priests over here. Owl goes down. Owl raid stopped. But this is probably the main gold mine that Azeev will want to go for. This one is a little bit close to where Isomato's hanging out, and this one is completely out of the way, but it is going to be very, very soon. So maybe Azeev can get a big push going, though. He's getting the Shorm 1 extra damage upgrade, 20% extra damage. Kind of wild. And heroes have more HP, and he's going to be getting more warrior priests, and probably getting that incarnate, unless he has it already. No, he doesn't. He's got the 6 heroes, so incarnate going to be coming through, I imagine, and probably a Tezcatlipoca as well. And this is the big push that I was talking about earlier. There's no reason that he can't do it now. I mean, he's dealt damage. He's also getting his conscript. This is 75 resources for conscripts to be able to just spam out units. Makes 20% faster faster trade time. Great Temple number 3 coming up, and here he is, the incarnate of Tezcatlipoca. See if we can see him. There he is. Off he goes with his big army. Let's see what this army can do. Can Isomato defend it? He's going Osiris. That's the defense. That's the defensive option. But is it too late? He's about 1 minute 20-ish away from Osiris. When it's halfway, it's a minute. So 1 minute 15, 10 maybe. But there are a lot of priests out. Does he have some kind of big weapons upgrade? Yes, he does. He has the maximum one. Bronze weapons. Maybe he can hold this. But you can see how much damage everything did to that building there. The building went down way too quickly for Isomato's liking. But can the priest catch out all these owls? Tezcatlipoca already halfway through his life cycle. He doesn't last very long, so you need to get the damage done while you've got him. And there's only one of him. Once he's down, you can't rebuild him. You can't sacrifice the 6 priests. You can't even sacrifice 8 priests or something to get him again. He just does not come back. So need to get the... Oh, he does this little teleport. Teleport in. Big damage to come through. And the Migdor stronghold should go down. But Isomato's units trying to come in. Stop moves over here. Wants to be a Son of Osiris so bad. But he's getting a little bit close. He will be able to regen fully when Son of Osiris goes on him, so he does have to play a little bit safe so he doesn't die, but he can lose a little bit of HP. Not a big deal. Not like the old game where he would just basically be at the HP. And look at the amount of priests there are. So many priests over here. All the myth units going down. Son of Osiris probably going to come in very, very soon. And are there enough blue units here with this Tezcatlipoca Incarna? I don't think there is. I think Isomato is going to be able to hold again, but there is an Obsidian Shard to tank up a little bit longer. That does go down. But Dezeve did a lot of damage. He's also ahead in the villager numbers because he did grab that town center a lot sooner than this one. So that did mean that he can grab his gold mine, he can grab his next gold mine, and I think Dezeve is in a good spot. Maybe he won't be super happy with that one, because it could have been a great time to end the game, but a good Isomato defense option right there, and then securing double gold mine is always great. Looks like he tried to secure triple gold mine, but the settlers just wandering to their deaths. Isomato will know that Dezeve is looking for gold mines, and also just the champion Jaguar rider on the back. Now, turning around and shanking with villagers is a good idea until you get to heavy and champion, especially champion. Just don't even turn around. There's no point. The champion units are so strong. Even just one of them will be able to take down villagers super quick. A taunting smashes coming through to try and take them down the Migdal stronghold. But Slingers, Son of Osiris, and co will be able to take this one out. No problem. Warrior Priest coming in. Where are all the Dezeve units going? Looks like he's building a town center. Wants to get up to 3 town centers. And Son of Osiris will definitely be able to deal with this one. So Tezcatlipoca will be coming in, but I don't really think it's worth it. He's a little bit late to the party. Everyone else going down pretty much instantly. Looks like Dezeve is just kind of... he's just throwing units in, trying to get some damage. Look at the raids that have happened, though. Like, the champion Jaguar rider here, down here, he's just losing villagers everywhere. And Dezeve can just keep throwing units away, considering he's just so far ahead on the eco. It's something that you just can do in this sort of position. He's got obsidian weapons, which is the top tier of your weapons. He is missing this one here, which is the next shield upgrade, which would be nice up against the chariot archers, but they're unupgraded chariot archers. Not a big deal, really. And working on some eco upgrades in the background. But I think he can just hit the go button yet again. Just needs to be wary that Son of Osiris is here, and Son of Osiris does ridiculous damage. The Tezcatlipoca death actually goes hard. Like, the amount of HP all of these guys are losing, kind of wild. Tezcatlipoca just going to keep coming through, because why not? Even you could even delete him if you want even just a big amount of damage, similar to what you would do a Scarab. But he takes out these mummies so quick. Even mummy visors. I think of all of the Tezcatlipoca's that you do get, the Tezcatlipoca jump one is the best against myth units, because he can just push through everybody, whereas the other two, they have slow attacks. They need to kind of move in there. They're a bit slow. This guy has a big jump, can get in there very quickly. Looks like he will go down, but the damage after the fact is... How much damage does that do to villagers? Not much. Or at least he wasn't close enough anyway. It's a very small radius. You've got to get right in there. And Son of Osiris going to be on the receiving end of many a Jaguar rider. I don't think Isomato's really got anything left. He does have this gold mine up the top, but 247 gold, not much. Nothing in the middle. There's still a Jaguar rider just chilling next to this one. But I think just so many villagers have gone down. And Dezeve, he's got to be taking this one, you would like to think. 11 HP on the Son of Osiris. One jump from one of these Jaguar riders is going to be the end. 2 jumps. He's a tanky lad. And that is going to be the end. Kind of wild that he just kept pushing through. And every time I was like, maybe you should just wait for a little bit more power. But apparently this is the way. Just full send, full W key in. And Dezeve does take the win. Well played to him.